There's so many things that I can talk about and I would like to talk about in this particular series. I was thinking, what can I say that would be so simple and so easy to use for everybody that would kind of instantaneously support them in creating an abundant life. And I got this, which is like, I mean, wow, that's amazing and that's quite interesting also. So what's that? You know, have you, this among all the other tips that I said, I again would like to say that, each one of them that I have discussed so far, I think would set that foundation for you that will allow you to create an abundant life in all ways, like in all areas of your life. So today, something that I would like to talk about is, like if you look around nature, like have you, just for example, let's take one tree. When you look at a tree, uh, do you see a kindness in a tree? Yes or no? Like I am 100% sure that most of you, almost all of you would get yes, of course. Like nature is kind. There is kindness in nature. Now, does nature try to prove that it's kind, or it just is? And when something, some natural catastrophe shows up, there is kindness in that also, you know. And then we realize that later because nature did that to support the other aspect of the, planet. Sometimes nature, is very kind directly, sometimes nature is kind indirectly, but there's kindness, in everything that nature is, it be the kindness. Now, what does that create? The moment you be that kindness, you start being in that vibrational compatibility with the nature. You know, if you look around, the world, what do you see? More of kindness or more of unkindness? Like no wonder each one of us has experienced our share of unkindness. And when we go through that, we realize what would it take for this world to be a kind place? You, me, like all of us, who is interested in having something different, So there are people often get confused in being kindness and trying to prove that they're kind. Like they're very different things. So when you're trying to prove you're kind, you are often misused or kind of taken advantage of and all that, and then you go into the wrongness of kindness, and most people think that, oh, kindness is like being weak. Those people who are kind are actually not strong or whatever, like, because first of all, that is not true. That's an absolutely lie. True kindness is a great source of power. Is like an amazing capacity and strength. And you can only be kindness when you are being power, when you are being the strongness that you are. You cannot be weak and be kind. Okay, so what the tool that I would like to talk about today to create an abundant life is it gets spring forth from through the kindness. Like when you be the kindness, you start being that energy which attracts, which creates everything you have been asking for, everything you desire. So there are so many things that occurs when you start being kindness. Now, like being kindness and being generosity of spirit goes hand in hand. They are mutually inclusive. Like you cannot not be kind and be generosity of spirit simultaneously. So, and generosity of spirit is like, is like, it's becomes the bedrock, or it is the bedrock actually for you having an abundant life. So first of all, every time you have a choice to be kind or be not kind, change this and make this demand. Okay, let me practice this kindness. And you can just ask, what kindness can I be here? Like, and just trust your knowing and be kind. Don't prove that you are kind. Okay. So if you are being kind, you will always know, like I cannot define this for you that, okay, this is what Being kindness is, because that would be really, a very short-sighted thing. Because in each situation, being kindness will be very different. But you will know one thing for sure: being kindness will instantaneously make everything lighter for you. It will make something, it will make things so smooth and so kind of, like you will have that space in your world. You will have that sense of joy in your world, the way the what you see in the nature, what you see in the animal kingdom. So, you know being kindness is what I would ask you to practice if you really desire to have an abundant life. And one question that you can always ask in every situation to practice this is, what act of kindness can I do today or be today? you know I'll give you one example. Like, say for example, you are you are leaving your home to go for your work office, or to go somewhere, and like you just saw somebody. Instead of like you're just looking and staring at them, you just had like a you just smiled, or you just gifted this beautiful smile. you know that can be an act of being kindness. Like I'm just and on the other hand, say for example, uh, you went ahead and hugged that person, and like that can be no kindness at all. That can be proving kindness. Like, I'm just trying to give an example. Like, being kindness is so easy, so simple. You don't have to do much. It's just that you make this energy, you make this demand of you that, what, I'm choosing this. If you really desire to create an abundant life, play with this idea. See what shows up in your world. And what do you know? Can world do with little more kindness? I think yes, for sure. And when you be kindness, you start being generosity of spirit. And with generosity of spirit, you start creating so much of money, so much of wealth, so much of possibility, so much of happiness is there in your world when you are being generosity of spirit. Okay. So, like often people think that generosity of spirit is, being extravagant, or, like paying other people's bills or doing something for somebody. May not be, like none of that can mean generosity of spirit. Generosity of spirit is that act of kindness that you can be and you choose to be, you know, whether anybody gets it or not, you know. And one example, one more thing which I can just say is like, when you don't project on anybody, when you don't project on you, when you don't expect from others, that is also an act of kindness. That is being kind to people. So do whatever you love to do. Like, and don't expect anything out of that. Don't project anything out of that. That is like you being kind on that thing. That is you being kind, with your business. Like, so you might be getting that energy, like being kindness. And you always know this, you are a being of nature, you are an infinite being. As a being, you know this. You may never have asked to, like you may never have asked yourself, what act of kindness can I be today? But don't doubt that whether you know it or not. You know it. Okay, you cannot know this. You know this. So just ask, what act of kindness can I be today? What act of kindness can I do today? These two questions I ask you to be and practice. And, like if you do this for a week, it might change the way being. Okay, and if you continue it for some time, you might be surprised what amazing strength kindness is. And it never looks like the way you think it's going to look like. So wonderfully said, Bella, today. Like, and trust me, and please know that this is one of the amazingly potent access consciousness tool. And I would love to say that, like, once Gary said that wealth is when generosity of spirit becomes an autoresponder for you. So don't disdain this because it sounds so simple. It's an amazingly potent tool. Play with this and see what shows up in your world. Okay? So again, remember, ask every time, whenever you see any contraction in your world, whenever you see any upset in your world, whenever you sense any lack in your world, whenever you go and go, ooh, like that energy of yourself, go, what act of kindness can I be? So for example, you can be yourself. So you can say, what act of kindness can I be to myself here? What act of kindness can I do here? So what act of kindness can I be? What act of kindness can I do? Bye bye. See you.